You got a notification? Are we live?
Hey,
Ashton joined in too.
Oh, Ashton, you're here.
Crashing the party.
Right on time. And we're
Right
live.
on time.
Yeah, not a second too soon.
All right, guys.
Very brightly.
Ashton, while I introduce everyone, you're gonna need a cap and a punishment fragrance, so you can go grab that really quickly. I'm gonna start the stream.
How many caps? Just one?
Just one cap. Just one cap. Okay. All right. So, hey guys, I'm Timmy. I'm with Team Top 5. This is live stream number 18 already. Wow, I can't believe it's been how many months? 18 divided by 4. I'm not good at math, but it's been several months already since we started our first live stream. And today is going to be a really special live stream. As you guys can see here, we have Tiff Benson, Steven from Redolessence, and also Carlos from Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, who's going to be joining us later. And before we start, let everyone introduce themselves and their scent of the day. Let's start off with our guest of honor. Start with Tiff Benson.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Tiff Benson from tiffbenson.com. My scent of the day is Gabrielle Chanel.
Yay.
Cool, great one.
Yeah.
Nice. Steven?
So my scent of the day, well, first of all, my name is Steven, Redolessence.com. And my scent of the day is Parco Palladiano V by Bottega Veneta. Great vetiver-based fragrance. Think something along the lines of Guerlain's vetiver. Very light, ephemeral, citrusy, and vetiver-based.
Nice. I think I've tried that one before at Bottega Veneta. I thought I liked it too. That's nice.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, James.
Hi, guys. My name is James from youtube.com.
J-ROYL.
And my scent of the day today was Lyric Man by Amouage. Scent of the night currently is Murrin Tonka by Joe Malone. Thank you, Mr. Siage, for that sample, because, man, it is delicious.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Ooh, all right, Ashton.
Hey, Ashton from GENTS. Scent of the day, Pure XS. I've been kind of taking notes on that. Are we introducing the punishment fragrances right now?
Not yet. No.
Well, not yet. We'll do it later.
Okay. So yeah, Pure XS. I've just been wearing that basically from the beginning, and then taking notes, and then spraying it on again, and all day.
Oh,
Nice.
All right, Brad.
All right. Hey, it's Bradley, aka Too Fresh from TRIPLEINC. I do not have a website yet. That may be coming soon, but yeah, my scent of the day is Oud Wood from Tom Ford. I just got this in last night actually, and wanted to wear it out today. Very good. It's actually lasted over 8 hours on me so far today. So great stuff.
Cool.
Keeping it classy. Oud Wood.
Nice. All right, and lastly, guys, I'm Timmy. My channel Imagine Scent. I don't have a website yet either. I don't know why I don't, but soon maybe. And my scent of the day is Allure Homme Edition Blanche. I love this stuff. This is my indoor stay-at-home scent. Oh, Steven, I see double of you.
You got cloned.
You got a club. All right, guys. And first thing on the agenda today, we're going to have a game. It's our Guess the Cap game. Yes, we're bringing it back today, but in a really special way because it's a team battle. All right. So if each member of the team cannot get the answer right, to guess the cap wrong, they all have to spray their punishment fragrance. And let's go through everyone's punishment fragrance today. Bradley, what's yours?
All right, my punishment fragrance. I hate doing this to myself, but it's actually gonna be Royal Leather from by Killian, and one of the strongest fragrances.
Yeah,
and I don't like it that much, so that's gonna be brutal if I have to spray more than like 2 times on myself.
Steven's smiling because we both know that's a potent.
Yeah, we reviewed that one. We love that one.
Yeah. Ashton?
Yeah, so mine is going to be Lone Star Memories by Andy Tower.
Nice.
A little smoky.
My punishment fragrance is arguably the less exciting of the two Tom Ford Intense fragrances, Oud Wood Intense. I got a little 10 ml here, so.
Okay. All right, Steven?
So my punishment fragrance, you said I had to go for something strong. I kind of went in a different direction. I picked a woman's fragrance. I found the most feminine one in my wife's collection, and it's this Woman Bouquet. So I'm really excited to wear this one.
Well done, man.
Nice.
All right, Tiff.
Mine is Italian Leather from Memo Paris.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a strong one. I like it, but maybe not 3 or 4 sprays. I'm scared.
Not
Yeah.
3 or 4 sprays.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. I think Steven's mute. Hold on. Steven.
Oh, I kind
Okay,
of muted
cool.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Background. Didn't want to annoy
All
anybody.
right. Since there's only 2 NYC crews, since Carlos is not going to be here on time, I'm going to be joining the NYC crew, so it'll be an even 3-3.
Oh,
And my punishment
Traitor.
fragrance would be my punishment fragrance would be the same as Bradley. I'll match his.
All right.
Royal Leather by Killian. Yeah, hopefully I
Yeah.
don't lose. And so, who should go first? We should have the NYC crew go first. So, Steven,
Okay.
show your cap to everybody. And a team top 5, you all have collectively 10 seconds to guess it. All right? Starting in 3, 2, 1.
All right, boys. Ooh. What on earth? Is that girl? Like,
Oh
to her
god,
song?
I know.
Feral.
No, it's Oh Jesus, I know the like Gwen Stefani fragrances.
I got no idea, man. I'm out.
Um,
I'm out.
I know it's the Gwen Stefani fragrances. I don't know what the hell the.
5.
But Ashton, please, your last song.
I don't remember the name of the house.
No, we're screwed.
3,
Man.
2,
Throw it in the towel.
1. 0. Steven, what is it?
So Ashton was actually right. It is Gwen
Mhm.
Stefani's brand, and it's called Harajuku Lovers.
Yeah, damn it.
That one.
Na, 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 na.
So, team top 5. Regrettably, you do have to spray your punishment.
Oh my. I say that counts, so we do half a spray. Is that no?
No?
No, I didn't get the name of the house.
No. No.
Just do it all at once. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead.
There you go.
Oh, that's a big sprayer.
Hit right under my nose.
Great.
The first spray is not that bad. Your first spray is not that bad.
I really don't
All
like
It's a little
it.
like gassy leather.
All right, team top 5, it's your turn. Who's gonna go the cap first?
Yeah.
Well, how ridiculous do we want to go?
I'm
Ashton,
nervous.
you gotta pick a brand that people know this time. None of us knew it last time we played the game.
Okay, I'll go first. It's a brand
Okay.
you know. So
All right,
I'll
3,
I'll just say that. All right.
2, 1, go.
I can't even see it.
What's that?
It's like got to click on his name so it only pops his stuff up.
Oh,
I feel
wow.
like it's an Armaf, but I don't know what Armaf it is. It's only
Yeah,
Armaf.
It's like Arabic, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like
We're not
it's an
doing
Armaf.
verses.
Oh, God.
5 seconds.
Hey.
Maybe something by Rasasi. I don't know.
This sucks.
5,
Yeah, some very
No
big house.
idea.
4,
0.
Obviously.
3,
Oh,
2,
God.
Sid Shades
Time
Wood.
up.
1. Boom. Incorrect.
Oh, damn. What is
You know
it?
what? It's interesting, Steve, because you guessed the house. Rasasi, Oud Al Misk.
Oh, no clue what that fragrance is.
Dang.
No
It's
clue
a great
whatsoever.
citrus woody. It's
let me grab that.
that was probably
All right,
the
guys, ready?
cheesiest of my caps. Sorry.
Yeah. See
All
them
right. So
sprays.
here's my,
You guys in the comment didn't help us.
Miss Dior.
See,
I'm gonna do a
Bradley,
few sprays.
you gotta do the full bottle spray, which is right.
Wait, how many?
So
sprays do we have
Just
to
one,
do?
just one
okay?
spray, one spray
Okay.
per wrong answer.
I did 3. I hope that's okay.
He's preparing.
That's
He's
fine with
preparing
me.
for the other
That's
questions.
fine with me.
So is everybody guessing against the person that's putting up the cap right now?
No,
No,
just
it's
it's a team. NYC versus
Okay.
Team Top 5.
Okay,
And-
okay,
and
that's what I
Timmy-
thought. I was just
Timmy
making
is a
sure.
trader. And New York.
All right.
Okay, okay, I
New
got it.
York. I'll go before Tiff. I'll have Tiff go last as the guest of honor. So I have a cap right here, and in honor that we have a female host, co-host today, I picked a female. I picked a female cap, so you guys are in trouble with this
Uh-oh.
one. So I don't know, but I pick an easy female cap though. So 3, 2, 1. Here you go.
Oop, I know what it is.
Narciso Rodriguez.
Which one?
Oh, we're guessing
For her?
the fragrance because there's eau de toilette, there's eau de parfum, there's like so many different ones.
Well, that is an easy one. Yeah, you're right.
Nice. Ashton
Nice,
coming
good
through.
job. Way to go.
Ashton has a collection of every single bottle known to man, so I'm not surprised. All right, team top 5.
All right, I'll go, I guess. All right, so this next one is a little bit on the generic side as far as caps go, but it's one that I think most of us have reviewed before. So here it is. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
The most generic black cap.
It is to 100 milliliter bottle. I will say that.
Most generic black cap.
I'm gonna say Evergreen Dream.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
to
just
be
the,
fair,
just the house is good
just
enough,
the
right?
house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same for every house, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Steven,
You're right.
He's right. Yay, Steven, thank you.
The House of Gallagher fragrances right here. I thought I got you full with just the generic cap, but yeah,
No,
that was
Steven
a
knows.
good one.
Yes.
Good job, Ethan.
Yep. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Like a boss.
Because Royal Leather is always killing me with one spray of it on. I don't want any more on.
Yeah.
All right, Tiff, we got to get them with this last one.
You ready?
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That's Dior.
Oh, Addict.
Dior Addict.
Right? Yeah.
You got it. Yep.
Oh,
Was I allowed to guess for that one
For the
too?
win.
oh no, you're in the same team as us, so you don't want
Yeah.
to give away the answer.
Okay.
That was good job. Good job.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You got it.
What? Oh,
Good job.
all right. Last one for team top 5.
All right, let's get in here.
So, all right. So I've got a completely generic cap, but I won't use that one this time because that's just complete BS. All right. So, all right.
Mine
Here we
was
go. 3,
specific, Ellie.
2, 1.
Ooh.
Oh,
Man.
I know it. I think I know it.
Steven?
I feel like I have that one too.
It's pretty much the same all the way
I've seen it
around.
before. I have no idea.
Somebody else time it because I'm not timing anything.
Oh god.
Ooh, I have
There's
no
nothing
idea.
doing on the top.
I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah.
5. Yep.
That is really
4,
tough.
3.
No guesses at all. No.
Is it Rania J?
Chris Designer Savage. 0.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Chris Designer.
Is it Mont Blanc? Oh no.
What brand
Mark
is that?
Mark Buxton. Mark Buxton collection.
Oh,
League
Mark
with
Buxton.
Ghosts.
Oh, man, that's a really...
Wow.
I would have never got that.
Yeah,
Really
Ashton really
obscure.
dove into the
Dove deep.
indie world. That's what you get when you tell Ashton not to go
Either
indie.
that or this.
He goes
So, I
indie.
mean,
Yeah. Who knows what that is?
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, it could be anything. All right, I guess we lost. One more.
See it.
Enjoy.
drop bottles like crazy.
Am I the only one spraying? Steven?
No.
Is Steven doing another 3?
I'm gonna do another
All
3.
right.
Nice. Come on, Tim. Let's see it. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, God, that's gross.
It's like that opening burst just
I
hits you
know,
right in the
dude.
nose.
It's the stupidly strong fragrance. Oh, now
That
that I
lilac or
smell
whatever.
totally disgusting, we just move on to the next segment of Team Top 5 Live.
Yeah.
James is like, hell yeah, I didn't lose today.
No migraines for me.
There was one time where he had a Dior Homme Parfum as a fragrance and he lost. So he had 3 sprays of Dior Homme Parfum on.
Right.
Wasn't the
over.
funnest night for him?
No, man.
All
No.
right. Next segment is gonna be the reviewer questions segment, and this is So these 3 questions are going to be related to new channels or just or fragrance channels in general. And the reason I picked these questions is because of the upcoming Jeremy Fragrance Review Contest Season 2. So I'm expecting like some new faces to be joining the community and stuff like that. So the first question, we're going to go from NYC to Team Top 5. The first question is, why did you start your channel? Tiff.
Okay, so I started my channel because I loved fragrance, and I felt like, well, actually the first fragrance that I've ever reviewed was Molecule 1, and I was looking for more information about it online just to see what other people were saying about it, and there was only like 1 other video, maybe like 2 other videos, and I was like, well, I could do this, like I could talk about it. So I did. That's what inspired me to start. No game plan, just you know, out the gate, just went out there and started recording.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I saw that your channel was not really a fragrance channel before that, right? It was like more of a beauty channel.
Yeah, it was a beauty channel. But you know, content is king. Mostly
Definitely.
the fragrance videos did well. Some other videos did well as well, but I had an influx of subscribers come in that were fragrance related, so that kind of just dictated the way my channel was going to go forever and ever. Amen. That's it.
Yeah, it's surprising, but fragrance videos does get a ton of views.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, Steven, why'd you start your channel?
Well, I started my channel because a few years ago, I was looking to, or you could say I was in the market for a new fragrance. And at the time, I had been wearing a lot of Acqua di Gio, and it was a tried and true staple fragrance for me. I absolutely loved it. And I remember going online, I think I was on Google, and I was redirected to YouTube. And that's when I encountered Hiro Yorozuka's channel, Miguel, for those of you who were around at the time. And I could not believe that there were so many other guys on YouTube talking about fragrances. And I thought I was like such an idiosyncrasy because I was in high school, not when I discovered his channel, but in high school, I had like 25 to 30 fragrances in my collection. And I was like, oh my God, there are really other fragrance crazed and obsessed people out there. And I decided to make a video, and sure enough, it was met with like overwhelmingly positive feedback. And I started getting recommendations, and people would say, can you review this fragrance? And I'm like, oh wow, like I actually have that in my collection. Yeah, I'd be happy to review it. And one video turned to 2, which turned to 10, which turned to 100. Now I'm up to like 800 or something. It's kind of scary.
That's crazy.
I'm waiting for you to do like 1,000 video special or something. It's gonna be something.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll get there.
It's a lot of videos. How many hours spent filming that?
I can't even imagine.
Crazy.
Yeah, probably the money that I spend is a lot worse than the hours.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. I've seen your wall.
Yeah.
Okay. James, why did you start your channel? Arguably, he's the newest channel first out of all of us. So why did you start?
Yeah, I'm small time, but I started as a fitness channel, Royal Training. That was the brand I came up with. Basically, I spent a couple years at sea, and then when I came home, I decided I want to create something, and I was really into fitness, so naturally, I decided to start a home gym. I did some consulting services, and I started doing videos because I wanted to combine my love of performing as an actor, singer type of personality, and my love of fitness. But after a while, I was plugging away at it, and I didn't really see any results or anything. Didn't get any feedback. And I realized, what am I doing? Like, I don't even deal with the fitness community online, but I'm on fragrance forums all the time. So it's like, I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, what's my real passion? Yes, I work out and all that, but what do I care about more? And it was fragrance. So I kind of just made that transition naturally and organically. And yeah, I haven't looked back since. You know, my fragrance videos got a lot more views. People were a lot more interested. I was a lot more interested in it because you can only talk about intermittent fasting so many times. So, and now it's been a crazy ride. A lot of money spent, but well spent. And I have no regrets. And I look forward to continuing to grow, and yeah.
Nice. We're
Awesome.
glad to
Met a lot
have
of
you.
cool people.
Glad you started. Yeah. Thanks. Speaking of spending too much money, Ashton, why did you start your channel?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I went over this actually in one of the last videos, but so I did a lot of lurking before, you know, on the forums, Facebook groups, YouTube videos, whatever. Never really commented very much, very rarely. And then Steven put out the Silver Mountain Water review, and I had like a half of a second, like 1 sentence blurb that I had typed up, and I was like kicking it around in my head for a little while, thinking about starting a channel, but I didn't know if I really wanted to do it. So I guess that was kind of like a kick in the pants to try to start making some videos, put stuff out there and see what happened. The first ones were complete trash, but I guess make incremental positive improvements each time, and I guess it's, you know, just led me to this point now. But that was really the thing that got me started, and then started to come out of my shell more, comment more, and become more visible, I guess, instead of lurking.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Steven, you started Ashton's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have a segment on my channel where I featured subscribers' comments in there, and I do remember that channel. It was that video. It was the Silver Mountain Water video, like Ashton said, and I'm really glad he chimed in. And hopefully, we can collaborate, just the two of us, in the future. You know?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would love to see you guys. You guys can see how many bottles you guys have more than each other. I love to see that.
we have like, I don't know how many lifetime supplies between us.
Oh, God.
Passed down through generations of kids.
We could,
All right.
Yeah.
Bradley, why did you start your channel?
Yeah, well, I just want to say something first. Am I technically the veteran of Team Top 5 then? Because I think I started my channel the earliest, maybe?
You were before me. Yeah.
Of team Top 5, yeah. But of
So weird to
the
think,
NYC crew, Steven's
yeah.
been on for like 3 years.
Of course, yeah. So I started my channel because I don't really know. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I had all these scents that I was starting to collect, and I wanted to sort of share my kind of my findings, my experience of, you know, just of like my kind of journey. You know, I sort of want to record my journey, and I just say, you know, let me try and help some people out, because people helped me out when I first got into it. I watched Drac Ducks, you know, Cody's reviews. Steven, I watched some of your videos too, and that kind of started, you know, there's like a community for this, and that really intrigued me. So that's kind of how I started off. And I actually, believe it or not, have about a backlog of about 50 videos that I filmed on my computer right here. Like before I even started my channel, they're super cringy and like just like you know, just like practice, right? Yeah. And I'm saying it's kind of weird, but if you guys help me reach, you know, if I get 10K, I will release some of those videos. I swear I'll do it.
All right.
I will do it. Like, it's just me talking in front of the camera, you know, just talking, right? And that's it. But yeah, I mean, I guess at the basis, I just started my channel because I wanted to kind of help guys out like myself who are just getting into it and just sort of go on the journey with me, I guess. I guess, you know? Yeah. It's kind of changed. My journey has changed from when I started to where I wanted to finish things, but that's at least how I got into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all definitely relate to like that first very bad video, whether it's that fragrances or not. Our first ever video is like,
Yeah, very cringy.
mine is still on the mine is still on the channel. Every time I watch it, I was like, man, if I came a long way.
It's just so horrifically awkward the first time that you film yourself.
Yeah.
To absolutely nobody, trying to look at the camera and not be awkward. The first time it's very cringy. You look horrible.
Yeah, I remember before I even started my channel, I was trying to like encourage myself by going to watch everyone's first video just to remind myself that, okay, I'm not the only bad one who started. Yeah. So, oh my God. I remember I went and watched Steven's first ever video, and I was like, he was, yeah, you know, he didn't start out that great too. So I'm like, Prada Infusion Dome.
Infusion, right? And if you watch that video, the funny part is that I say, "Hello, guys, Steven here, and welcome back to another review." And I had actually shot a video before that, and it was so cringy that I just deleted it. So, yeah.
At 50K, Steven's gonna release that cringy video.
Yeah.
You guys know I don't do well with mouth stuff.
How old is everyone's channel?
How old? I started mine back in August of 2016, so mine's just barely over a year old.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was March of 2016. Yeah.
I'm looking at it up right now.
That was June of 2012.
Oh wow, a 5 years old channel.
Damn.
October 2016.
Mhm.
So
One
October
year.
3rd, technically.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I think I started fragrance videos about five and a half months ago.
Mhm.
But I did my
Wow.
fitness videos maybe March or April of 2016, I think.
Yep.
But when I was doing fitness videos, I was like 26 subscribers. And then I figured it out. Yeah.
What, Tiff? How old is your channel?
I think I'm at, honestly, I don't know. I think I'm at like a year and a half right now. But I started my channel with dance videos.
Mhm.
I'm a professional dancer. So my channel is old in its lifetime, but as far as being active, I think about a year and a half.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, relatively young, except for Steven. We're like 5 years old veteran.
Veteran.
A veteran.
Seasoned
So-
veteran. Seasoned.
The reason I started my own channel was because I don't know, I just watch a lot of you guys. When I searched fragrances, I saw Jeremy, I saw Steven. Right away, the two people, the videos pop up right when you search the word fragrance. Those two pop up right away. And I thought, I looked at my own collection and I was like, I have about 20 bottles. I don't know what else to do with them, so I might as well try and start a channel. It seems fun. And what Bradley said, like, when I saw that there was actually a community for this, I was actually really surprised. And I was like, yeah, it looks fun. Like, it looks quirky. It looks cool. So like, I wanted to be a part of it. So I made my first video. But yeah, just out of, just wanting to. So next question we have: should more people start reviewing fragrances or start a YouTube fragrance channel? What do you guys think about this? Let's go, Tiff Benson.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if that's something that if they want to do it, you should do it. If fragrance is your passion, then of course, share your passion with the world. I mean, it's a lot of work, right? I mean, I'm sure we all know it's a lot of work. People might underestimate that and think it's all glamour, but it really isn't. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. So I would say yes. If you're passionate, yes. If you're not passionate, don't stop. Don't start.
Don't start.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good answer. I agree with that. Steven?
So it seems like a lot of times there's a race in the community. If a new fragrance comes out, a lot of people try to be the first to review it. And I'm guilty of that myself. Now, I have often been in the driver's seat where I will look at a fragrance and I'm this close to reviewing it. And I say to myself, well, what's the point? 10 other people have reviewed it or 20 other people have reviewed it. But at the end of the day, everybody has a different opinion. So just because I've seen X amount of reviews of pure malt doesn't mean that if I watch this other guy's review that he's going to end up saying the exact same thing. He might take it in a totally different direction, or maybe he'll make a comparison that I haven't heard before, or maybe he'll highlight a note, or he has a certain level of knowledge about a particular ingredient that other people haven't talked about. So I'm always watching you, videos and new channels, and I hope that this new review contest brings a lot of influx into the community, because I think we can all benefit from it.
Definitely. I agree on that. Like, when I watch a lot of different people's review, like, I love discovering new channels when you see they have a unique view or a unique style of talking, unique personality that I haven't seen before. It's always really, really fun to discover those guys. And like, honestly, I've discovered some few new ones recently too that I'll share with probably all you guys later. But yeah, James, what do you think of this? Should people start a fragrance channel?
Hell yeah, dude. And I mean, I speak from recent experience. I didn't have a fragrance channel technically 6 months ago, and it was the support of the people on this stream that got me to do it, and I'm so happy I did. I definitely think you have to be true to yourself, and just if you do it right. Do it, from your own experiences. Don't be a reflector. Don't reflect what other people are doing. Find your own style. Find your own voice. and trust that. Because if you try and put something on that you've seen somewhere else, the audience is smart. They'll see through it. Just do it do it you. Do something unique. And even if you don't, that's cool too. But I think the more the merrier, you know. And I remember watching a video from Sebastian's channel, looking, feeling, smelling, doing cool things. And he said, he's like, yes, you should make fragrance videos. Join this community. And you know, I second that remark. So absolutely.
I remember seeing that video too, and yes, like I feel like people do need to find their own set of styles, especially for new people. I know, like, and it's hard, you know, when you first started to make your first video, you really don't know your own style yet because you're all just nervous about just putting it out, putting the first video out. So like we understand that, you know, your first few videos might not be the most unique videos, but you know, everyone goes through that learning curve. So if you guys are just starting off, like, don't feel the pressure at all. Like, just go at your own pace.
And for me, I feel like I was lucky with my fitness channel because I sat at 20 subscribers for almost a year, which gave me a lot of practice, man, because I pumped on a lot of those videos. I did a lot of editing. I did a lot of, you know, stuff. And then finally, once I had an audience, I was kind of, you know, had my bearings. But it'll take some time, you know, to find your voice.
All right, Ashton.
Yeah, so I think the more the merrier when it comes to channels. One thing that I would say, though, is if you're going to start a channel, you should probably have an idea of what you want to accomplish. Because if you're trying to get, you know, a decent channel, a large-sized channel going, you're going to have to put in a lot of time. Lots and lots of hours. And you're going to have to be really consistent. You're going to have to understand that there are going to be haters that are going to come. They're going to talk badly about you. You're going to get crappy comments on your YouTube. And you have to let none of that stop you. Because it's never going to stop. You'll just get more of it the bigger you get. So if that's your intention, you have to understand going in, that's going to be the way it is. You're either going to put in a whole bunch of hours and be consistent, or it's not going to happen. If you just want to make a channel to, you know, reach out to a few people, the diehards that will find you, and you don't want to be very consistent, you don't want to worry with editing, that's totally fine too. That's 100% fine. But you have to understand, you're not just going to make a channel, do a review, and then thousands of subscribers are going to come in out of nowhere without putting time in. That's not going to happen. Another thing that happens a lot is people will start a channel. They'll put out some videos. They'll be kind of consistent at the beginning. They'll get maybe 400 or 500 subscribers, and then they'll kind of hit a plateau. And instead of pushing through and trying harder, they start to just hate on everybody else. And if you do that, you're not going to be successful either.
No, you're
so
not.
if you have that type of mentality, maybe just don't start to begin with. Because I see all kinds of channels who reach a certain point, and up until that point, they're friends with everybody, they're commenting, they're happy. And then when it starts to stall, they just start crapping on everyone. And they're like, this reviewer's a sellout, that reviewer's a sellout, this person sucks, this person doesn't. You know, if you do that, you're not going to get anywhere. And all you're going to do is make everybody dislike you. So just understand going in those things, and if it still sounds like something you want to do, then go for it.
Definitely. I agree with that. I see a lot of those people. And I remember myself hitting a plateau at 300 subscribers. I was at 300 subscribers for at least like a month and a half. I don't know why I couldn't get past that 300. It's strange, but you just need to push through it. You can't give up. And yeah, you do well if you have that kind of mentality in mind. So Bradley, what do you think?
Yeah, well, the problem with going last is like you guys took all the good answers.
Sorry.
Just gonna say what you guys all said. Yeah, you know, we have such a great community. I think this is probably one of the best online communities in general. Just how many like great friends that I've made in it, and how supportive for the most part everybody in the community is, and we get to really, you know, talk about our passion with other people. I think that's really great. And yes, the more the merrier, just like everybody else has said. The more people we bring into the community, the better. That's going to put more of an emphasis on the YouTube, because if you think about it, these companies are getting sort of free advertisement from us more or less. And I don't really know if they appreciate us per se as much as they should. You know, the bigger our community gets, I think that's going to really open up the whole spectrum of the fragrance world. And it's really going to change the dynamic of how everything works. And again, kind of piggybacking off of like, if you do want to start up a channel, yes, consistency is key. You always want to be yourself, have fun, and then also set goals for yourself too. You know, really plan out what you want to do, and really set a goal in mind, and then try your hardest to achieve that goal. I think that's a really good thing, and you know, you'll have fun along the way. Sometimes it's like, you know, you work so hard to get to this certain point, but you take a look back and you realize that the journey was the best part of it, you know, instead of reaching that point. So it's like that whole type of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much
the climb.
Can I add one thing?
What you meant.
Riley, you could have just sang that song. We would have.
I could have, dude. I got the microphone and everything for it, but I don't want to make your guys' ears bleed. Sorry. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got to say with that. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Join the community. We got open arms in the community.
Definitely, we're all really friendly here.
Don't
all of
be
us.
negative.
Just don't be negative.
There's so
And
much.
And this last question, you guys kind of already answered the other one, but I want to get on it still anyway, because everyone here has their own different styles of doing videos. I could say that, you know, all of us here, we don't do videos the same way at all, which is great. So you guys will have different advices. So if someone was to start a channel, what would be like the advice, the one advice that you feel like is the most important that you want to give them? I guess try to keep it like within your own style, because, you know, being consistent and all that is pretty generic that we all already touched the base on. So Tiff Benson, what's that one advice you would give to anyone starting off?
I would say definitely to just be authentic, to be yourself. A lot of times there's pressure to like, you know, to look at your peers and see what everyone else is doing. But you have to understand that when you're in YouTube, like, you have your audience, like, they're your subscribers, like, they're real people, they're not just numbers. And everyone gets so caught up in like the subscriber count and stuff like that, but they're real people, like, they're your real friends, they're your real family, your audience. So you want to be authentic with them. I feel like when you put that sort of authenticity out and people get to know who you really are as a content creator, that allows people to share your content, you know, want to engage in your content and want to promote you, you know. So I think that being authentic is probably the best thing that you could do, not only for yourself, but, you know, for your channel as well.
Yes, definitely. Authenticity is probably one of the most important things. That will differentiate you from everyone else who's also doing fragrance reviews.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
Steven, what's that one advice? The guru himself.
Yeah, right.
The professor.
The professor, not the professor.
But, well, yes, I do have to echo what Tiffany just said. And I also have to co-sign what Ashton said. Don't be a reflector. And it was you who said that, right, Ashton?
James.
Don't be a reflector.
James said that.
Oh, James, yes, please. So, you know, make authentic content. Make the types of videos that, you know, you would want to see. And I remember several years ago, I was in a band and we played surf instrumental rock, which is like a dying genre. And so if you're having a hard time imagining what that's like, imagine this soundtrack to any SpongeBob episode, right? You kind of have like the beachy music in the background. And I remember I was at a local show, but a lot of the bands just played like metal. And after the show, a friend of mine approaches me and he's like, hey, how come your band didn't play? And I was like, oh, dude, you guys aren't going to like that kind of music. And he said to me, but do you like that kind of music? And I was like, yeah, if I didn't, I wouldn't be playing this band. And he goes, well, that should be the only caliber as to whether or not, you know, you should pursue that. And at the end of the day, I just wanted to make content that I would want to watch. So I wanted my videos to be informative. I want them to be comprehensive. And it seems like there are a lot of trends out there. And just be true to yourself. You know, you can follow the trends if you think that's going to get you noticed. But once it does get you noticed, don't abandon your mission statement, you know, and the reason why you signed up for this in the first place.
Definitely.
Nice.
Man, it got me thinking.
You went to thought.
Deep thought now. I need to find my mission. All right. Definitely respect that answer. And next we have James, right?
So before I get into my piece of advice, one thing I want to touch on again with authenticity, being authentic it gets more and more important every day, because I'm reading the comments and I see all these, you know, people saying, yeah, you know, the market is oversaturated. There's more and more reviewers every day. That's why it's more and more important to be unique, to be yourself, because you don't want to get lost in the pool of just generic. These are the notes. It's like a cookie cutter. I'm trying to be a reviewer type of video. It's like, no, you got to make it yourself. But in regards to my piece of advice, I would say be hungry and want to do your best work every single time.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of my free time, you know, not partying, not going to clubs. I watch YouTube videos on how to edit. I watch, you know, I practice, you know, I just, everything that I do has sort of, you know, is encompassing of my channel these days. You don't have to go that hardcore, but like if you really want to be as successful as possible, it should, you know, take a big part of your free time, because it will, you know, whether it's filming, whether it's coming with ideas, collaborating, editing, promoting, it's all part of it, you know. So just, yeah, you know, keep on keeping on and stay positive, because sometimes, you know, you don't get the views you expect, you don't get the reactions you expect, but stay true to yourself and just keep plugging away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Staying hungry, and you know, just don't be disappointed. Like James said, it's a major thing. Just have that goal in mind, have that mission, and just stay motivated and keep pushing on. Like eventually, someday you'll get to the point where you want to be. You know, like success doesn't come without hardship ever. So definitely agree with that. And Ashton, what's your one advice?
Yeah, so everything that everybody has already said is valid. They're all really good points, so I agree with everything there. Honestly, one of the best things that you can probably do is to learn how to do at least basic editing. You don't have to do anything crazy hardcore with special effects, but you also don't want to put out a review that's 12 to 15 minutes long with all kinds of pauses where you're umming or thinking or anything like that, or fumbling over your words, because people will tune out. So each video is a potential first impression that you're going to make on somebody. So you need to try to tighten things up as much as you can. And even if you're not a professional at first, at least get some basics down, so you're putting forth a good product initially, which I didn't do. Like my videos initially, they had some editing, but they were still crap compared to now. So even just looking at other people's videos for ideas of maybe things that you could do to tighten up your own videos, things like that are really important at the beginning, especially with so many new channels. So you don't want to have something out there that's going to be subpar compared to everybody else, what they're putting out, because it kind of puts you at a disadvantage right at the beginning. So that's probably the best advice I could give. At least learn some basic editing. You don't have to do anything insane. Yeah, lighting, sound, editing, that whole package, that kind of all goes right in together. Yeah.
Have some basic production skills. This is what it is. Basic production skills. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy. It's just, you know, you need to keep your audience attention, and cutting is probably the best skills we can learn. If we don't know how to put any animations on, if you know how to put any text on, cutting is usually what makes a video really, really good already. And music in the background sometimes helps too.
Yeah. I think most people on fragrance review videos, they tend to tune out like 5 minutes in roundabout. So if you've got a video that's 12, 13 minutes long, that's got lots of rambling and lots of stuff that you can chop out, you need to take all that stuff out and condense it, so you don't lose people's interest.
Definitely. All right, Bradley. Speaking of editing, we got the editing king himself here.
Get out of here. Yeah, all very, very good points from all you guys. My one thing would be like definitely networking with people and getting to know the people who are watching you, kind of connecting, I guess, with everybody is what I'm trying to say. So always interact with those people in your comments, you know, talk to other YouTubers, because you'll find out that you'll make a lot of friends. I think the more you communicate with your subscribers and just in this whole community, the more you'll become ingrained in the community and a part of it. That was one thing that I wish I did earlier on when I first started, was collaborate more, kind of reach out, leave more comments, get more conversation started, because I was kind of silent, when I first, for a long part, I'm just now maybe starting to collaborate more and do that kind of stuff. So that's one thing I really wish I would have done when I first started up, but I think that's definitely very important, is to be interactive. If you see comments, I try and answer them, I guess, as best you can, and just, be very interactive, because people, I guess, will be looking up to you, I guess, once you reach a certain point, and you got to be there to give advice and just to be there, I guess. So yeah, that's my big thing, is be interactive with your people.
Definitely. I agree with that a lot. I mean, like when I first started my channel, I was kind of like scared of like contacting any of the other fragrance reviewers, because they seem like they're on such a high pedestal. I'm like, man, I'm still this little guy. I'm down here. But seriously, guys, we're not all that scary. We're humans.
We're normal people. Yeah.
Especially Manny.
Yeah, like especially ask us for advice. You can talk to us. We're people too. So don't be afraid to hit us up for anything really. So yeah, definitely that. And also answering comments. I've been really guilty at like sometimes really bad at answering comments sometimes. But like I always remember the sensation when like a big YouTuber that I really like answers or love my comment. It feels like the best day in the world. And that's one feeling you should keep in mind, like when you think about either answering or not answering your subscribers' comments, because it might, make their day or put a smile on their face every time you answer or put a heart on it. So it's worth the extra efforts to do that, to connect with your audience for sure.
Yeah.
You have to comment for sure.
Yeah.
Think about it, like they take the time out of their day to comment on something you're doing. So, you have to comment.
Your viewers are your lifeblood, man.
Yeah,
that's why you do it.
I think that's one of the most overlooked parts of actually doing YouTube, is communicating with your audience through comments, and that's just super, super important. To me, like my one advice I would give to people starting off is, get creative. You don't have to do the same topics everyone else is doing. You can be like Manny. Manny came in with like just a bunch of BuzzFeed topics that was never really been done before in the community, and it was fun. It was refreshing to watch. It was really nice. It was just something different that was fun and like exciting to watch. And that's something that you should really think about when you're doing your channels. Like, what can I do different? What kind of series can I introduce that'll be like really, really cool that people might want to see and stuff like that? And that really helps you differentiate your channel from everyone else too, is that you're the one who started that certain series or that certain tag or whatever, So just have fun with it. You don't have to stick to reviews and top lists alone. You can do a whole bunch of other things too. Remember, it's YouTube, it's you essentially. So come up with really good creative contents.
Bradley had mentioned something about collaborations, and collaborations are super important. They do help grow your channel if your goal is growth. But I would just warn new people who want to come into the game about collaborations. Only contact people that you want to collaborate with if you have something to offer. Don't just hit. Talking about, let's collab.
What's up, Jeremy? It's really about value, though. It's
really is
value added, right? So if you don't have subscribers, you better have something else, like a big personality or a really comprehensive, view on fragrances. Like,
definitely, because we're all busy, we're busy. It even takes time to read the email that they want to collaborate. So if you want to collaborate, make sure you bring your A game to the table.
Definitely. Tiff hitting us with the truth here, but that is really, really the truth. Like, although I would love to collaborate with everyone who's new, I just don't have the time to, really, because one video takes so many hours to do, and I have my own schedule to upload too. So like, if you're gonna collab, be like Tiff said, and just bring something new to us. Like, bring some value.
Offer the idea. Like, say, hey, you want to do video? Well, what do you have in mind? Oh, I don't know.
Have people contacted you and said that? Because people do that with me all the time, and I'm like,
of course. I come up with the ideas because I'm Mr. Idea apparently. I'm like, around, dude.
Mr. Idea.
Yeah, don't make us come up with the ideas if you're gonna collaborate with us. Come up with a really cool idea first. Number one thing, show that you want to show some work. Yeah, definitely. So I think I already answered that question. So next segment, actually, I've compiled some questions. So before we get into that, I have like 2 questions here. And like people are having a conversation. I have 2 questions here from the viewers that we should answer. Like Joa Lima asks, "What's your latest purchase?" Let's go with Brad first this time. I feel bad. He always goes last. So Brad, what was your latest purchase?
I've been on a buying spree recently. I'm like, so I have quite a bit. I just have 2. I'll go with Oud Wood, which I just got this in last night. And the one I got in a couple nights ago was Baudelaire from Byredo. Been trying to get some fall scents in, I guess, while we still have about half of the season left to go. So these are 2 that I have very recently picked up. I love them both a lot. Yeah, so those are my 2.
Nice. About time you got Oud Wood.
I know, right? It's like a staple. Everybody has it except like me, apparently.
Ashton.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Ashton is like, well, which one should I talk about?
What shelf should I go with?
Which shelf should I go with?
I've bought way too much lately. Let me see. I bought Polo Supreme Cashmere, but it's not in yet. I got Mancera Wild Cherry on the same order, but it's not in yet either. What was the last thing I got in the mail? Come back to me in 1 second because I'm trying to remember what it was.
It's bad when you don't know the last thing you purchased.
I just take the decanting money and reinvest it in more bottles, and I end up placing like 4 or 5 orders over the course of like 2 days sometimes, and that's what happened this time. Fragrance that has been putting up some crazy good deals. House of Oud Almond Harmony. That was the last thing.
Okay, cool. I have not tried House of Oud fragrances yet. I'm interested in trying that for sure.
Yeah, Fragrance Net got a few of those up last week. They got, I think, 1 or 2 bottles of each. So
buying spree.
Nice.
All right, James, what was your last purchase or blind purchase?
They're all blind, man. Come on.
They're all blind. If you guys don't know, James is known for his blind buying spree.
I've been better. I've gotten better. But I'm about to order Lyric Man. I'm finally pulling the trigger on that because I do like it. But actual purchase would be Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum and Tonic. So I was really missing the original because I rocked that years and years and years ago, but obviously its current formulation is kind of crummy. So I got my gym variation and my fall day variation, and I'm pretty happy about them.
Cool.
Yeah,
No,
basic.
I love the Hugo Boss. I sold my original Hugo Boss because like it wasn't lasting, and I was gonna buy the EDP, like the intense version. I haven't got around to it yet. Yeah. Steven, what was your last truck haul?
It doesn't always have to be a haul. Come on, man. Okay. Yes, my most recent acquisition was Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. And
Nice.
I had done a video like a while ago, and it was like my favorite women's releases. And for some reason, once everybody started reviewing it, I started getting comments on that video of people requesting that I go out there and buy it and check it out. And it's actually not like any of her previous releases, and it's not like the celebrity fragrance that you would expect. It's actually really well done. I was a little bit disappointed about it initially because a lot of people were comparing it to Santal 33. And then when I smelled it, it didn't, to me at least, it didn't smell too similar, although it would be in that same family. But I think it's a really nice scent, woodsy, ambery, cool presentation. And yeah, it's marketed as a unisex scent, but I think it leans a little bit masculine. But it's a great scent.
Okay. Well, I'll have to try that. Never heard of that one, actually.
Yeah, it's really good. They already have a flanker. I haven't tried the flanker, but it's called Stash Privé.
Oh, okay.
Of course. Yeah. And then there'll be Stash Aqua.
Stash Aqua.
Stash.
Dispenza.
Moustache.
Flanker
The
name.
gentleman fragrance.
Stash Black Noir.
Black.
All right. Tiff, what was your last purchase?
My last purchase was Torre Hermes. That one is a ginger, tuberose, sandalwood scent. I love it. I love it on myself. I actually smelled it on Carlos, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. He likes it. Well, we'll see what he says, but I like the way it smelled on him. That was my most recent. Then before that, I got Gabrielle Chanel, and this has jasmine, tuberose, ylang ylang. What else? I think I think that's it. I like this one a lot. They're very clean, musky sort of scents, but I think the next purchase will probably be Tiffany & Co.'s latest one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one I've been testing, and I've been getting a lot of compliments on it. I have like a small little vial. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and just buy it because I like getting compliments on my scent, and it's really easy to wear, you know. So that's up next.
All right, cool. Yeah, getting compliments is really nice. Although I don't look as pretty as Tiff Benson, so I don't get that many compliments.
Thank you.
So I think that leaves me, right? So my latest purchase has not come in yet, but it's John Varvatos Artisan Pure, the new Artisan Pure. I've been testing it, and I was like, Steven, I don't know if you've tried it yet. Have you tried it?
I have not. No, I've been wanting to.
I feel like you would like it. I feel like you would like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a citrusy, almost like old school, but like modernized old school. I think that's the new trend. It's like a modernized old school trend going on here, like with Viking and all that.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I like it a lot. Like it's my only John Varvatos fragrance, and it lasts longer than the other John Varvatos. So that's a plus already in itself. Normally they don't last at all. Yeah. So that was my latest purchase.
Good.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. And we have Carlos.
Hey.
Thank you.
Money.
Hey, Carlos, you're sideways.
Thank you. I'm sideways. Oh,
Yeah, you're sideways.
Oh.
Why are you looking at me sideways?
Everyone will like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
There you go. That's good.
All right.
All right,
We're
Carlos.
Hello, everyone.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey.
We missed you. Oh. So we're just talking about. Oh, guys, if you guys don't know, this is Carlos from Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, of course. If you guys don't know him, I doubt it. You guys are lying. You guys all know him. So we're just talking about our latest purchase. What was your latest purchase?
My latest purchase. I have no clue. What did I buy? I bought Galan Louis. That might have been my last purchase, actually.
Was it Prada Low?
Yes.
I saw a review of Prada Low.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to try it, but like the reviews haven't been so great for it. So
if you have the original, you're good enough.
I'm
You don't need
okay. All
You
right.
really don't.
I'll stick with that. All right, you made it just in time too for like our next segment. I think our last segment of the day. This one is, if you saw the game plan. This one is, if you like blank, you'll also like blank. So first house of that. So this segment, guys, we're gonna name a niche house, and then each reviewer is gonna name their alternative or their suggestion for what you guys might like if you guys like that particular house. So let's start off with Bradley. We'll give him another first. All right, Bradley, first one, Creed. If you like Creed, you'll also like blank.
Okay, so Creed, they generally specialize in fresh scents that are signature scent worthy, that I guess are very natural smelling, right? A lot of people love them. I think if you like Creed, check out the designer house of Hermes. Main notes behind that is Jean-Claude Ellena, and I know he does more fresher interpretations usually of notes that aren't usually so fresh. You know, case in point, Ombre Narguilé from Hermes. Take a look at their whole Hermescence collection. A lot of transparency with his scents. I love his On Jardin series. Really would highly recommend checking out if you're looking for really natural, fresh scents. I think overall he's one of my favorite parfumers. And if you really like Creed, but maybe you don't want to spend that Creed budget per se, which I totally get, check out the House of Hermes and Jean-Claude Ellena more specifically, just his work in general. I think you would really enjoy that.
Yeah, I agree with that. When you said Hermes, I was like, oh man, why didn't I think of that? That's so true. Yeah, a really great pick. And then we're gonna alternate between Team Top 5 and NYC crew here. So next one is Carlos. If a person likes Creed, they'll also like what brand?
It's a little. I mean, I thought that you were going to name a particular fragrance from the niche brand and what you would compare it to in a designer or another niche brand or whatever. Overall, overall.
Yeah, it's a house feel. Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It's
because
difficult.
Creed has so many types
Yeah.
of fragrances. I mean, if you had said to me,
Mhm.
if you like Creed Aventus, I would probably say then you should probably check out Parfums Vintage.
Mhm.
You know, so I'm
Hmm.
stumped.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know an overall house that would give you the exact
All
feel
right.
or wear of
Then-
Creed.
Let's see. What's a popular fragrance from Creed? That's not a
Green
Ventus.
Irish
All right. For Carlos, let's say Green Irish Tweed then. If they like Green Irish Tweed, what brand or what fragrance would you recommend them?
Tren Nuit.
Yeah.
Armand.
Yeah.
My
If
boy
you like,
Armand.
that's true though. If you like Creed, you might like Armand.
You might like Armand.
The fragrance off of Creed.
That's true. I should have known that answer. I should have known. All right, Ashton. I feel like yeah. If you can answer this, if someone likes Creed, they'll also like what?
I don't know. I was thinking
Say
about it too,
Armand.
and I'm having this kind of yeah, for real, arm off. Deepest Creed collection video coming. And 9 of them will be arm offs. I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking over at some of my fragrances right now. Like, I don't know, man. Can I say another niche house, or does it have to be designer?
Yeah, you can say a niche house or any house really that you discover. Maybe ones that are not even that well known. You can even tell them.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll say Zerzhov, even though it's like Zerzhov is more expensive than Creed. You know, they kind of hit all the different facets of fragrances, men's fragrances and women's as well. But Mephisto is like a better Silver Mountain water for what that's worth, and then you have some deeper fragrances that Zerzhov makes. You have some sweet tobacco type fragrances. I know that James is all about that, and they do citrus really, really well as well. It's one of the expensive niche houses that's very exclusive, but at the same time is almost completely wearable. Every single one of them. I'll say Zerzhov.
All right, nice. And James?
Hello.
What up?
Dang.
I feel like I picked a really hard topic for today.
No,
Yeah.
it's a good
I
topic.
thought it'd be easier.
I like it. It's a good topic. So, yeah, Creed definitely known for their fresher fragrances, and one niche house that is everyone knows about, but doesn't necessarily talk about a ton is Acqua di Parma, man. Acqua di Parma dominates fresh fragrances. Like, they make so many good fragrances. Their lines are all really cool, like the Blue Mediterranean line. Their dark line's really awesome. A lot of good fragrances and relatively affordable in the niche world, especially in the gray market. You know, you can get Colonia for nothing. You know, so definitely Acqua di Parma. I've grown to really love the house, and for fresh fragrances, they're top tier, especially for the price.
Definitely agree with that. I agree with that. All right, Steven?
God, I was actually going to say Armand.
Well, that comes without saying.
Thinking,
That's automatic.
I got the gears grinding, but gosh, okay. I don't know. I think if you like Creed, then you have the budget to afford some pretty pricey fragrances. That's if you're buying them retail. But I think if you like Creed, you might also like Bond Number 9, because Creed has a certain aesthetic that I think Bond Number 9 also has, and it just so happens that a lot of Bond fragrances smell like Creed fragrances. So you have Che Bond, which smells like Green Irish Tweed. You have the centerpiece for him, which smells like Aventus. You have Hamptons, which smells like Silver Mountain water. And there's also, I think, the centerpiece for her, which smells like Aqua Fiorentina. So there's a lot of overlap there. And I think Bond Number 9, for what they're worth, they make sense pretty well, you know. And
Right. That's
Carlos, Tiff, and I actually met Laurent Le Guernec, right, Carlos? Am I pronouncing it right that time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's made,
Legrenek.
yeah, we saw him yesterday at Sniffapalooza, and he's made like Andy Warhol, Montauk, and like a ton of other Bonds. So they're a really great house. So Bond Number 9.
All right. Ooh, I can see that too. They do have a really
let Sebastian
wide
hear you saying
selection.
that.
I
Yeah.
feel like you can suggest Bond for any house. So, Tiff, what about you?
I'm stumped. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lie.
I was looking at your face, man. She looks stumped. I don't know.
No, because Creed has so much legacy to it. There's no,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's been around for years. It's hard to since like the 1800s, right? That's a long time.
1760s.
Yeah.
What they say.
17, right?
So they say.
Yeah, 18. So they say.
It's a long time to be out, and I feel like when people buy Creed, they're also buying into that legacy moment, beyond the scent, the freshness of the scent, and the ingredients. I don't know. That's a toughie for me. I don't think there's any house like Creed, to be honest with you.
All right.
At least one that I've experienced. I don't know.
All right. That's perfectly fair. I'll take that answer too. All right. And for me, for House of Creed, I was gonna suggest Atelier's cologne because they're also just very, very fresh, and I don't know if they're along the line of Creed style, but I think they're similar enough and while being different enough from Creed to give you something interesting to try it out if you do enjoy fresher fragrances. Atelier's cologne is really, really good choice. So next one, if you like Tom Ford, like the private blend, if you like Tom Ford or just Tom Ford in general, you will also like what? Bradley.
Okay, so Tom Ford Private Blends, widely known for having extremely, I wouldn't say daring, but very complex fragrances. Usually have a lot of depth, a lot of power to them, and I think that you can really tell that there's something unique, something different going on. And whenever I smell like the private blend, one house in particular for me comes to mind, and that's the house of By Killian. To me, these two houses. Was yeah,
They took my answer.
Yeah, something about them. I mean, the way that the notes are kind of blended and the sort of quality, I guess, that goes into them, they just really remind me of each other. By Killian, has a lot of boozy notes in their fragrances. This is kind of their thing, and I don't know. I really enjoy both of the houses. So for me, the House of By Killian is very close. So if you do like the Tom Ford Private Blends, definitely check out By Killian. I think it's very good.
I love that. The Carlos reaction.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's a really good answer.
Thank
Carlos,
you.
you want to touch on that topic a little bit?
Well, I agree with everything that Bradley just said, and that was going to be my answer. I was a big fan of. It's all right. It's all good. So I guess it's the right answer. So I loved By Killian when they first came out, and I loved Tom Ford Private Blends when they first came out. But they kind of lost their way a little bit, both houses, and there was a lot of stuff that I didn't really love. But years later, they came back with more solid stuff. So they're both very well done, very pricey, very niche-y, and I would have to say By Killian if you enjoyed Tom Ford's Private Blend collection, as opposed to the Signature collection. But some Signature collections could be private blends, in my opinion, like Sahara Noir could easily be in a private blend collection.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Black Orchid would fit as well. Definitely. All right. So Ashton.
Yo. So those were some good answers. I guess I'll try to switch it up a little. I'll say Dior, including.
That was mine. Bro.
I stole yours. Including their Privé line. Because if you include those, then you've got almost all the same bases covered that you cover with Tom Ford. So I think I'll just stick with that. It's pretty easy peasy, right? I get all the gentlemanly scents in there, metrosexual scents that are pulled off pretty well as long as you're wearing it with confidence. Really high quality. Honestly, Dior, a lot of their fragrances are probably higher quality than the majority of Tom Ford's.
No.
Oh. I was thinking about it. It's difficult.
Carlos.
I don't know, it'd be a tough battle. It'd be a tough battle. I mean, I own like 25 Tom Ford Private Blends, so I'm not a hater. Yeah, at least.
Wow.
But
quite a bit. At least, okay. Nice. All right.
I'll say that.
All right, James, what do you think? If you like Tom Ford, what else would you like?
When I think of Tom Ford, in the realm of niche fragrances, there's quite a bit of variety. And I also think of Mancera when I think of variety. And maybe Montal, I guess. But the reason I pick Mancera is because they do have their lighter aquatic, fresh fragrances with your, I guess your lemon lines and your blued notes. It's just kind of like your Costa Azuras and your Solo de Postanos. But you also have a lot of rich, Tom Ford-esque fragrances. With like there's too many to list. But yeah, you get a lot with Mancera. There's just so many of them. So I think for the variety aspect, you'd be good getting Mancera if you like Tom Ford.
Definitely. Yep, Mancera and Montal both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, Mancera is probably better than Montal in terms of everyday wear.
Mhm.
Just overall when you consider the entire house.
For sure.
All right. So, Steven.
I think if you like Tom Ford, you're gonna like Liz Claiborne. They have Curve. Curve.
Curve.
No, if you like, I was gonna say by Killian again, but honestly, I think you would like Parfum de Marly. They have
Yes, that was going to be my
right.
second choice.
So you have Godolphin,
Yep.
which is the leather. You have Pegasus, which is a great creamy almond. Habdan is up there. Leighton is up there. Leighton Exclusive is up there. I mean, Herod. So I think there's a lot of variety and strength. Tom Fords are generally pretty potent. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, it's a great choice as well.
Good house. Plus, if you can get them for a good price, they're great value.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lot of mLs.
Yeah.
You never run out of them. They're potent. All right, Tiff.
This is a toughie for me too. I would say the closest currently would probably be the by Killian, but my answer will be Gucci, since he used to design and curate for the House of Gucci before he created his own line. So I know, at least with the feminine offerings, they were kind of avant-garde when they came out. Gucci Rush's Summer Edition, those were kind of risque when they came out in terms of smell and overall like aesthetic of the perfume. So I would say Gucci. Even that new one that you guys don't like, Steven and Carlos doesn't like. What is it?
The Guilty Absolute.
That smells like a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I like that one.
It's very Band-Aidy.
But I love it.
Yeah, I gave it a positive review.
I thought it was okay. I didn't like it or hate it.
I don't like it at all. Sorry.
I would not expect you to like it whatsoever.
No, not really. Wasn't my thing.
Oh, I like that answer. It was actually a surprising answer. I'd never thought about Gucci.
I
But
just want to
pretty
go
right.
on record.
Yeah.
Those men's Gucci's around that time period, I still love those. I
Mhm.
want to say that every single chance I get.
Envy and Rush, right?
and Pour On One.
Right, yeah. And he
Pour On
used to
One,
curate
which
the
was
brand,
creative direct.
so
Mhm.
yeah.
Tom
Yeah,
creative
fantastic.
directed that one.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow. Next one, arguably this one's the toughest one for me. And this one's going to be Bond number 9. And we're going to start from Tiff this time. So, like, some good.
No, okay. I actually have one for you. I would say if you like Bond number 9, then you would like the House of Sillage.
I knew it. It's like, I'm good.
Oh, well, how did you know it?
I was thinking, what other
moderator.
house does Tiff really like? Because I watched your channel, and I was like, this House of Sillage. That's her only answer for sure.
House of
Yes.
Pillage.
House of Sillage. I love that house, and I feel like they have the same sort of fun and sparkle that they bring to the table as Bond number 9. I feel like they're similar in that way, and also they make really powerful scents that people want to wear. And people want to show off, like you want to pull a Bond number 9 out of your bag. And I feel like you also want to do the same with the House of Sillage.
Especially those diamond encrusted Swarovski. Are so pretty. Yeah. I actually like a lot of fragrances from House of Sillage, especially the women's line as well. So
They're
really
creative
good. Yeah. They're so good. All
That's
right.
my answer.
Steven, Bond number 9.
This is really a tough one for me. I know I compared Bond number 9 to Creed, and I'm trying not to go the same way this time. But I'm just trying to think of a lot of bonds and how they have designer counterparts.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would recommend one house in particular, but even when I think of New Harlem, I think of Rojas Man or Michael Jordan Legend. When I think of, gosh, what is it? Anyways, I just think a lot of them have a lot of designer counterparts that I think people will enjoy. So I would, instead of recommending a house, I would recommend Fragrantica for this one. And if people really like bonds, I think the quality for a lot of these
Is that allowed?
pretty had to be you, man. I don't know.
Only allowed once. Already been used.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Creed. I'm gonna say Creed.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good. Fragrantica. I like that.
It's true.
It is very true. It is very true. James.
I would recommend the House of Ralph Lauren, Purple Label.
Of course.
That's the only one that matters. No.
Yeah.
I was thinking I could take this in two directions. For the aesthetic, I mean, the first one I would think of is maybe Mugler, because they're both cool to display. All these cool like colors and whatever. But from Steven's point of a house that does a great job, putting out fragrances with designer counterparts, another house that kind of does that is Zara, and it's a lot cheaper. So I think the House of Zara has quite a bit of variety. There's definitely a lot of fragrances that have resemblances to other more expensive counterparts, and again, variety is the key here. And I think Zara, does a pretty decent job, the same way that Bond does,
Yeah, I
but
think
at a
that's
fraction of the price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a really good answer. I haven't smelled a lot of Zara fragrances, actually, but I believe I see all the reviews about them.
Mm-hmm.
And action.
Hey, what up? It's so difficult because it's just Creed is the automatic answer.
Mhm.
Because some of the bigger Bond fragrances are not clones, but inspired by Creed, you might say.
Mhm.
Like Hampton's is Silver Mountain Water, Shea Bond is Green Irish Tweed, BondNumber9.com, and Scent of Peace or Aventus. So it's like Creed is the obvious answer for me. If I were going to give another house, I don't know, maybe Maison Francis Kurkdjian. That's just because he's got a lot of those. Try not to be too difficult on him. Yeah, he's got a lot of those fragrances that are a little citrusy, want to be kind of nice fragrances for people, and some that are a little more on the sophisticated side. But that's stretching for me. I would say Creed.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm surprised no one mentioned like Maison and Francis Kurkdjian when we were talking about Creed. I feel like they both have really fresh offerings.
True.
Thought about it, but there aren't as many offerings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And I was trying to think of a house that puts out a niche house that puts out a fragrance a month, like Bond does, and
okay.
Montal does.
They've
but-
kind of slowed down, though. They've kind of slowed down by.
Well, that's
I would
good.
say.
They have 120 fragrances since
120. I was checking.
2003. Yeah, it's overdrive.
That's crazy.
All right, Carlos, Bond number 9. What would you suggest to someone if they like Bond number 9?
120 fragrances. I was gonna try and think of a house that has a library.
Yeah, no.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
No.
But I think in terms of how many different types of fragrances Bond does have, they do have some designer-inspired fragrances, but they also have some real out there Middle Eastern fragrances, the Dubai collection and the New York Oud and stuff like that. I think Memo Paris would be a nice line because they have so many different types of fragrances and very full fragrances. Now, if you hate the House of Bond, I know many people do, you can't deny that they make powerful fragrances that last.
Yeah.
They mostly all do. So, and Memo Paris makes very powerful fragrances. You've got all types of fragrances: African leather, Italian leather, Irish oud. I never got that
Russian
one.
leather.
What? Russian leather, Italian leather, French leather, and then there's Irish oud. I think that.
Luxor.
Irish and oud.
Yeah, they have a couple of oud fragrances. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they do have quite a variety in their house. Yeah, like that answer. Paris, Memo Perry. Is it Paris or Perry? Where's it from? Like, how am I supposed to say?
Is it Mimo or Memo?
And it's Mimo or Memo.
Yeah. Manny says Mimo, and every time he says it, it sounds weird to me.
It does sound weird. I like it, Memo.
It sounds more natural to me saying memo. Memo sounds weird.
Manny loves
Finding Mimo.
French words though.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever Manny says a Chanel number, it's like Tron Rukem. I'm like,
So
I don't understand. Say it in English. Gucci
I'll say it in
duh,
Russian.
instead of two. Oh, Manny, we love you. All right, Brad. Well, bond number 9.
In honor of Manny, I'll say this is so free. It's going to be Montserrat, totally for me. You know, like the House of Bond, when you take a look at them, it's like they have a lot of variety in there. You know, they have a lot of different just options, right? They got so many different fragrances. And to me, Montserrat does much the same. They have a lot of different options. Most of their fragrances are pretty strong. They all kind of, you know, Cedric Boise goes with Aventus. You know, they all kind of have this similar sort of a theme going to them. So if you like Bond, try out Montserrat. I think they have a couple different takes here and there as well. But for the most part, I mean, you can even go with Montel as well. They're kind of with the same thing. But for me, they're very, very similar. Whenever I smell either, I'm just reminded of the other one, pretty much. So that's easily for me the house that I think fits bond number 9 the closest.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if any house rivals bond number 9 and like the amount of fragrances that they have, I mean, those 2 houses.
One a week, pretty much.
Crazy. Put out more fragrances than we put out videos.
Yeah.
So the next house is I don't know if I want to do this house anymore, but we'll do it anyway. Let's do Atelier's Cologne.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll start off. Who wants to go first, Bradley or Tiff?
Bradley.
Bradley.
All right.
Bradley's your favorite house, man.
I'm just gonna say you don't need to find another house in Atelier Cologne. It is the only house. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
I see them.
Yeah, they got them up there. I'm building them. So Atelier is a house that I, no joke, have not tried one that I haven't loved. Pretty much every single one I've really, really enjoyed from them. And the only other house that I can say that with is also the house of L'Artisan Parfumeur.
I was gonna say that.
What?
Wow. You could have gone first.
You had your chance. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
You got played, Tiff.
Well, to be fair, it is a really good house. Uniqueness is really what I look with L'Artisan Parfumeur, and just the quality of their scents and how fun they are to wear. I think that's a big thing. I love wearing Atelier Cologne because it's such a fun fragrance house to wear because all their fragrances are so unique. And I feel the same way with L'Artisan. Like all their fragrances are unique, and I just really, really enjoy wearing them. So, and not a lot of talk about this house really in the community. I mean, yeah, there is some, but as some other, I think they deserve more talk. I don't know.
For L'Artisan, yeah. That's nice, Carlos. You look like stumped there, perplexed.
No, I thought Bradley said that nobody talks about Atelier Cologne.
No. L'Artisan, yeah.
L'Artisan, yeah. All right, Carlos. Your choice for Atelier's Cologne. What would you recommend?
Atelier Cologne. There's so many freshies and so many. Damn, I'm stumped. You know what? Atelier Colognes seem to wear rather lightly, but I do love a lot of them. That's okay. I don't mind respritzing, especially when they come in 200 ml bottles for the most part. L'Artisan Parfumeur definitely wear lightly. There's like 1 or 2 that wear really beastly on my skin. So I'll agree with Bradley again.
Hey, you guys are on the same page.
Yeah. For Bradley.
Now we don't have a lot of fresh towels to go by since we already answered a bunch of them with the earlier ones.
Yeah.
I do feel like L'Artisan.
I know. I don't even know how to say it though. Bedoues?
Oh,
Bordeaux.
These.
Cologne.
These ones?
That one. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Woo.
That'd be a good one.
I've never tried any of those fragrances from that.
I agree.
I have Scorsa de Sicilia and I hate it.
I'll never your review on that.
Why?
You hated that one.
Because it ends up like with piss poor performance and ends up smelling more like sweat than it does citrus.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ashton, Atelier's Cologne.
Oh yeah, Aqua de Parma. I know that was used earlier, but especially the Blue Mediterraneano line. It's it's citrus, and takes on citrus other than Fico di Amalfi, which is fig. But
Citrusy.
yeah, it accomplishes the exact same thing that Atelier Cologne does. It doesn't have as much variety when you start talking about tobacco nui and gold leather and things like that. But you do have things like Colonia Club and Colonia Senza and things like that that give you a little bit of a different twist on the whole citrus based fragrance. So I'll go Acqua di Parma.
Okay.
I love that
pretty
house
big.
too, actually.
Yeah,
Truth be known.
and you can get them online for a really good price a lot of the times. So
Definitely. James.
If you like Atelier, you would probably like Byredo. Although Byredo isn't known for exclusively citrus-based fragrances, definitely lighter, definitely fresh. Both houses have their occasional, darker, richer fragrances, but as a whole, yeah, definitely similar vibes. And that's me.
I definitely agree, and if Manny was here, I think he might agree. I don't know.
he would have used Byredo for something, for one of these.
Definitely. Great. All right, Steven.
It's so funny because I agree with the last two responses. I was going to say they have a reputation for having lighter scents. I know they're Cologne Absolute Concentration, which is like something unique to Atelier Cologne. So for that reason, I would say Acqua di Parma, because they're both freshies and more heavy on the citrus, but also Byredo, because a lot of the fragrances for Atelier Cologne and Byredo were made by Jerome Epinet. So if you like the work of that perfumer, then I would highly recommend you try out Byredo. And there is that balance there where you have the heavier scents, but then you also have some of the lighter scents, like in my opinion, Bal d'Afrique. I would also recommend,
beautiful.
I know Carlos has experience with this house as well. It's called Wilhelm Perfumery. They have a fragrance called...
definitely.
God, it's something fig. Do you remember what it's called? Purple fig?
Black
Purple
fig.
fig.
No, I think
Fig.
it's purple.
Purple fig?
And
Purple fig.
like it's amazing. They have one called Smoke Shop, which has like oud and vetiver, and it's kind of smoky. So
She's right.
a lot of their
question,
fragrances. Yeah, what's up?
Purple fig.
It is, right? Yeah, so that house is great too. So and a lot of the fragrance, I think Jerome Epinet is the in-house perfumer for that company as well. So I would recommend them as well. Yep.
Yes, definitely. Wow, like I know that house, and it slipped my mind. Yeah, Wilhelm. Yeah, they're not that well known. I think they're exclusive to Barney's or some places like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
No, they're not exclusive to them. They're at 80s of Venustas and Barney's.
Okay.
And,
All right.
And maybe not Lucky Stuff, but definitely 80s of Venustas because I've seen them there.
Okay. Tiff.
You know my answer.
Yeah, we do.
You know my answer. Okay. Maybe. I mean, this is a reach, but maybe like a Nicotal would compare. But I definitely think that Atelier Cologne reminds me of La Artisan Parfumeur. Like, not everything about it, but just the vibe, the way the fragrance wears, how fun it is to wear it. Like Chasing Butterflies. That's like one of my favorite ones from La Artisan Parfumeur. But I feel like I don't know. Atelier is kind of in a house of its, in a league of its own. So it's hard to compare. It really is.
Definitely. But yeah, I think I agree. Larson is probably the best one too. I don't have really an answer, but I do see like in the comments people are saying Joe Malone.
Joe Malone,
Joe Malone.
Wannabe Ateliers, they're wannabe.
Yeah.
Not said it before.
Joe Malone came out first, I think, Bradley.
Yeah, but they just can't. I don't know.
Bradley's Atelier.
Yeah.
They're more expensive and you get less is I think your train of thought.
Definitely. But yeah, a lot of people here are saying Joe Malone. I see like Aldo, Telly Buderon.
Yes.
As one of the people's answers as well. I find that very interesting.
Clean reserve.
Clean reserve, avant-garde. Secretions magnifique. Rose's fragrance. Okay.
It's not great.
Not great. All right. The last house before we go into our Q&A segment. So the last house here is Parfums de Marly, and I'll have Tiff go first this time. She missed it last time.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for this one either. Can I think about it?
Yeah, definitely. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, come back to me.
Again, another house that I compared to, another one on this list.
Yeah.
Parfum de Marly, I guess they have that niche charm because they're kind of expensive, but they can also be found for inexpensive prices online. They have a lot of really great variety, and they've also had some pretty well-known perfumers working on their fragrances. But they also smell like clones of other fragrances, so it's kind of hard. Although I must say, I was at Bergdorf Goodman yesterday, and I was smelling a lot of the fragrances from the Armani Privé line, and one of them, which has peony in the name, reminded me a whole lot of Delina. And the moment I smelled it, I was like, oh my God, this is like a copy of Delina, which it probably isn't, but so I like the, I would say Armani Privé. If you like Parfum de Marly, try Armani Privé. They have one that reminds me of More Than Words by Xerjoff. I love it. Their incense-based fragrance is incredible as well. So I think they have really good variety, and they have a lot of fragrances. I was surprised.
Definitely. All right. Cool. James, you're next.
Oh man.
That's okay.
Maybe Atkinson's because of those bottles.
Atkinson's. Oh yeah, no brand Atkinson's.
Same shape.
I don't know. Maybe again, I would think of fragrances that are comparable in their vibe. So naturally, I would say Hermescence.
Hermes.
The Hermes line, or maybe Guerlain, because the big sweet, beastly sort of forming fragrances. It's a tough one, man, because similar to Bond Number 9, they do make fragrances that are, you know, pretty much clones. They don't really have a signature stamp, like a DNA that's you know they're known for. So,
Parfums de Marly?
Yeah, I mean there's a few obviously. There's a few uniques, but like Pegasus is, you know, Dior knockoff. Yeah.
Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to take too much time, but I guess I would have to go. Yeah, I would have to go with Hermes because Oahan, Nombre, and Arguelé are the same fragrance.
Okay. Guerlain. Okay, that's a good answer.
Much stronger, less smooth, a little bit sharper. It's true. Yeah.
I saw a comment earlier that I want to touch on. Raphael said, if you like Byredo, you'd like Manny. So just go to Manny's house and try all his collection.
That's cute.
It's true.
That is very, very true. Oh, man. All right, Ashton, Parfums de Marly.
No, Raphael in the comments is pretty much correct. If you like Parfums de Marly,
Can we see the comments somehow?
You can if you pull it up on
Oh,
YouTube.
yes.
I can send that to
Like
you.
a separate window. Yeah.
Okay.
Separate windows, on your laptop.
Yes,
If you're doing it off your phone, that's a little tough.
I'm doing it off my phone, but I could look at my
one second,
computer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go to your YouTube page where the live stream is going on. Just pause the live stream, and you'll be able to you'll see the chat on the side there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, Dua, Alexandria.
They're bad.
Hey,
I know. I was just playing.
no, they're clones and they're powerful. Just like Parfums de Marly.
Being completely honest, I have never in my life smelled a single Dua or a single Alexandria fragrance, so I can't speak to it whatsoever. But back to the topic at hand. I think that the thing that I would have chosen, the house that I would have chosen, is what Steven alluded to at the beginning, which is Tom Ford. And I apologize because it's such a crap out answer. But when I think about that house, the fragrances that really pop into my mind are Harrod, Godolphin, and Leighton. And I know that there are other fragrances that are fantastic that I own from that house, but those are like the three that hit my mind right away. And then two of those are really similar to Tom Ford fragrances, some of the most popular Tom Ford fragrances. So it automatically kind of just carries my mind in that direction. I know it's a cop out, but that's
a good answer.
It links up.
This shows the amount of like creativity that goes on in niche fragrances sometimes. Why do they all smell similar? Oh man. Okay.
It's like that with designers too.
Yeah, that's with designers too. Yeah.
Something big hits, and they're like, let's call it something completely different and sell it because we know people already like that formula. We'll just change it a little bit.
That's similar DNA. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos.
So in terms of the beastie way they wear, all the Parfums de Marly, I would say a lot of Tom Ford private blends, but I would like to suggest maybe Amarud, which is the line that just came out.
Oh, okay.
They have very, very full fragrances. Stephen, what's that house? The Gate fragrances?
Gate fragrances.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
They have a lot of strong fragrances that were just as big as Parfums de Marly do, and I got in trouble, as you all know, at work. my fragrance was too strong. So yeah, that's my suggestions.
All right, interesting. I need to try out more oud. I've seen like more and more people talking about them lately, so I need to get my nose on that for sure. I just don't know if I can find them anywhere in Las Vegas. Now I wish I was in New York. You guys get all the news.
She'll hook you up.
All right, definitely do that. Right, Bradley. Parfums de Marly.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite niche houses, to be honest. Like I think for dark, if you're talking fall, winter scents that have really good performance, I don't know how many niche houses can really touch them at the moment, to be honest. Like that's just how I feel about it, I guess. But the one house that's actually a designer that really makes me think of Parfums de Marly is actually House of Thierry Mugler, especially their Amen line, because really good performance throughout them, and also work great in fall and winter. Pure Malt, Pure Havane, the original Amen, Taste of Fragrance. It can go on and on. And then they all have this kind of a similar base running throughout, and that's just, I don't know. I feel like if you're looking for a pretty good substitute for Parfums de Marly and you want maybe a little more uniqueness, I guess, and a better price tag, check out the Amen line. I know it's kind of played out, but those two are quite similar. They accomplish the same part in someone's collection, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that. And that was actually like one of my answers. I was thinking Mugler at the beginning, but then I found another house. It's not like they're all too similar, but I was just thinking of terms of like deep and rich type of fragrances. If you want to step up from Parfums de Marly and maybe smell something that's equally as rich and like thick, but also more creative, I would suggest Tiziana Terenzi as one of the really good houses to try out. Yeah, if you love Parfums de Marly, you
I thought you were going to say like or something.
By the what?
I said I thought you were going to say Fade On.
Fade on. That's the Bac Rouge is an amazing fragrance. The Bac Rouge. Oh my god.
I love that one.
I can melt for that fragrance.
One of my first reviews ever.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like Tiziana Terenzi has a wide range of options. Their fragrances are very, very strong. Like at least the ones that I've owned and tried, they're very potent and they're pretty creative too. It's a very unique house. If you like it, I think this could work for Tom Ford as well as an answer. If you like Tom Ford, you're also maybe like Tiziana Terenzi. Yeah, so that's my answer, guys. And that wraps up like all of our segments so far for Team Top 5. Like I think like I thought it would take longer, but I guess everyone answers so quickly that we actually have like 20 minutes left to spare. But luckily, this is our Q&A section, and I picked out some pretty cool questions. If you guys out there watching the live stream right now, if you guys have any question for the NYC crew, right now is your time to ask the questions, and we'll collect them. All right, so the first question that I've see right here is from Forever Fragrance Kid. This is directly for you guys. When is the next Scent event or any like events at NYC?
Well, that's a really good question. We've been talking about this extensively. We met up about it several times. It seems like, unfortunately, a lot of us are kind of busy with, things in our personal lives. Like I have the kid, and Carlos recently went to Dallas, and he might be going on another trip very soon. I might be tagging along with him, which is really exciting. So I'm not.
It's huge. It's huge. Wait till you all find out.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
Man.
And yeah, so we've been kind of busy, but we're still talking about it, and we promise that as soon as something is in the works, we are going to notify people immediately. We're going to put it on blast.
I already blabbed, Steven.
Yeah.
I just blabbed.
Oh man, maybe Team Top 5 will make an appearance at a Sense event next time too. It'd be really
That would
fun.
be cool. That'd be really cool.
And Menfluential, right?
And Menfluential.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks
I'll
for
be
the
there.
invite. Yeah, we'll all be there too.
Nice.
You're all going?
Yeah. Thanks
It's,
to
it's like 4
Steven.
hours away from me.
Nice. Good job. Thank you.
Oh, how exciting! We're all gonna get... Okay,
Yeah.
collab time. Collab time.
Yay! Oh,
Collab,
hours of footage is about to be filmed there at Menfluential.
Can you imagine?
And Jeremy be there too. Jeremy Fragrance. Maybe we can get him in for like a big group collab or in one video or something.
That'd be awesome.
Wow.
Oh, okay. And so yeah, that was the question directly for you guys. So none of us Team Top 5 can answer that
Hi.
question.
Hello.
Okay. All right. This one's from James Cooper. He asked about imaginary authors, including the 2 newest fragrance. What is your absolute favorite from the house of imaginary authors? Let's do this one person at a time. Let's go with Tiff first. What's your absolute favorite imaginary author fragrance?
I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not familiar with the entire line. I've sampled it. I really like the new one. The new one is really nice. It's like I spent hours trying to guess the imaginary note.
What'd you come up with?
I think it's like maybe like raisin or like raisin bran accord or something like that. It's super
Something
dry.
fruity, right? That's what me and Steven came through.
It's like plum.
As well.
Yeah.
Fruity plum. I said Memphis.
That's strange, and that's what
I think it's great.
Peter from Fragrance View came up, and I got that right when he said it's something jammy, something like berry-ish jammy
That's true.
sweetness. Yeah. Oh, maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe you cracked the code here. All right, Steven, what's your absolute favorite imaginary author?
Cape Heartache.
Cape Heartache.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
Yes.
that one. Yeah. Every time I
Beautiful.
wear it, I just think of like the winter time and the holidays. It's very festive. You have time off from work. You're home. You're relaxing, spending time with family. And there's this Christmas tree shop right by where I used to live. And every time we pass by, you have the pine resin in the air. It's amazing. And it's one that I feel good recommending to other people too. So definitely Cape Heartache.
yeah. Huh, really? Like, I love that one. I want to own that someday too.
Yeah.
James, what about you?
Well, I do like, ambery vanillic fragrances, and I've only smelled 2. My favorite of the 2 was Memoirs of a Trespasser.
Yes.
I really like that.
Oh, that's a nice one too. Yep.
Yeah. The other one was something about serenades.
Every Storm is
Every
Serenade.
Storm is
Every Summer
Serenade.
Serenade. Yeah.
That one's
I
great.
love the. I don't know if it's pine or spruce, but it's
Eucalyptus, I think, too, yeah. or something.
eucalyptus.
Yeah.
I love green fragrances
Eucalyptus.
lately. Yeah.
All right, Ashton.
I promise I'm not trying to copy Steven, but it's Cape Heartache.
Yeah.
So I put that on my, it's been, I think, in my niche/indie list for last year and this year as well. I put it number 2 this year because
Nice.
I really, really, really like it. When it gets cool out, I can wear that for myself or when I'm going out just all the time. It's my favorite by far, I would say. Just that really green forest floor kind of scent mixed with a tiny bit of smoke and that strawberry that kind of sweetens everything up. You wouldn't think it would work that well, but it does. So yeah, it's Cape Heartache.
Definitely agree with that. All right, Carlos.
Cape Heartache. Cape Heartache.
Unanimous answer here with Cape.
Yeah.
But my favorite one before that even came out was Memoirs of a Trespasser.
True.
And I really like Every Storm is Serenade, and I really like Violet the Skies, and also Burning Fire, Burning
City on
City on Fire.
Yeah, that. I love that
Like-
one.
Bacon.
Bacon.
No,
hashtag.
It's very smoky, definitely smoky. But really, all-time favorite is Cape Heartache. I love the pine resin is killer, and the subtle strawberry, just a bit of sweetness. I love it a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
A lot.
A lot. Okay, Bradley.
So wait,
It's a private joke between Tiffany and I.
I'm just thinking, like, if you want to smell actually like a breakfast, you could wear Bond Number 9 New Harlem. That's your pancake syrup. You could wear A City on Fire as your bacon, and then like the other one with the strawberry.
Orange
Cape Heartache is like
What
orange
smells like
sanguine.
eggs? Like we don't have a fragrance that smells like an egg.
Sunny Side Up by Juliet
That'd
Has
be
Gun. or
horrible.
something like that. I don't know, that was a weird thought, but yeah, I've really been liking the house recently a lot. The two favorite for me are probably St. Julep. I just wish it lasted longer. It's the one thing, but I love the minty kind of like a julep smell that it has. It's really good. And then definitely Every Storm is Serenade is one that really speaks to me, and it does remind me a lot of my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio, kind of like right along the lake. So you get like the lake breeze, and then you get these sort of like pine trees. It's just really good. A little bit of saltiness too or something, but it's great. So that's my favorite.
Definitely. Pick the two freshest one.
Of course.
Hence the
Too
name.
fresh, right?
Too fresh. Love this
Too
fresh
fresh.
fragrances. Oh, so for my favorite imaginary author fragrances, one of them is Cape Heartache too. I think that is like one of the best one because it's one of the most unique thing I've ever smelled. Cape Heartache. But besides that, I do like Yesterday Haze. Although it's a weird fragrance, it has the kind of whipped cream kind of feeling. But
Is that
I
the
like
one
it.
that smells like golf balls?
That one has.
No, I think that's soft. That
Tennis
one's
balls.
soft
Tennis
lawn, I
balls.
think.
Yeah.
Wait, which one is the one that smells like
Tennis
golf
balls.
Tennis balls.
Oh, tennis balls.
Soft
Yeah.
lawn. Soft
Yeah.
lawn.
That would be my
What
favorite
kind
scent
of
if it was
balls?
golf balls.
Tennis balls.
So yeah, Yesterday Haze and Cape Heartache. All right, let's see. What other questions do we have here? Oh man. Let's see. One. You guys find any questions? You let me know too.
How about what's your tackiest looking bottle?
Oh,
Mr. Siage. So
tackiest looking bottle. All right.
Yeah.
Bradley,
For
what?
me, totally Invictus. Obviously, I mean the trophy. I mean it's just like I don't know. It is kind of gaudy. It is a little tacky. So when I look at it, it's definitely unique. But when I look at it in my collection, it's kind of like, you know. And plus the whole thing that they're going with is I don't know. It's just tacky to me.
All right. Yeah. True. Carlos.
My Nicki Minaj bottle. Just kidding. But that's the ugliest bottle in the world. My ugliest bottle. Tackiest. Tackiest or ugliest or same thing?
We'll say thing. We'll do both. Tacky or.
That you just hate looking at. It's like an eyesore.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Also, well,
My Hello Kitty perfume? No, just kidding. Just kidding again. It's a statue. The ugliest bottle, yo. I don't know. They're all beautiful to me. They're all my babies. I know. Sorry. I can't think of one. I'll go look and I'll come back. Let me go look, okay?
Okay. Ashton.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
You have a lot of bottles, man. It's got to be one really ugly.
You don't have Rojas, man?
Yeah, sure. I just put them away and never look at them and then forget that I owned it. I'm just playing. I don't know, man. I don't like the Club de Nuit Intense bottles personally. I think they're kind of crappy looking.
Fighting words.
You think they look great with the cheesy fake crystal diamond
Yeah, the
and the little
Swarovskis.
Armoff medallion?
Swarovski.
Some those diesel only the Brave bottles are kind of crappy looking. The ones
Good answer.
those are pretty crappy. I'll go with that. I don't like those.
Okay.
What did you pick? I missed it.
You picked the diesel only the Brave.
Only the Brave. The ones that look like a fist. and it's
Tattoo.
Diesel.
Oh, I have a limited edition one of that.
Yeah, those
I
are
found one though.
a little tacky.
This thing. I hate bulb atomizers.
oh
This is
yeah.
dip-
Oh, yeah,
you're
I
wrong.
don't like bulb
You're
atomizers.
wrong.
No, this is diptyque.
Oh, that's Diptyque. Okay.
Essences incense. That
Oh.
essences incenses. Oh.
Oh yeah, Mr. Siage. That's it. That's a good call. The Azzaro bottle that looks like a vibrator. What was that one? That was Duo.
I think that was a Sorry Duo. Yeah. Sorry Duo.
Oh my.
What
Oh
about
yeah.
Rockus
that one.
Man?
Those look so bad.
Rockus Man looks like a butt plug.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder who was like the creative director. I'm like, let's make the bottles look like that. You know?
Yeah, they presented it. And it was like exactly what I had in mind.
Good idea.
Whoa, Manny's joining. What? Late in the game.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I thought you were
Stealth
going to be here.
Manny.
Manny! We're at the Q&A section now, about to end the stream here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw it. Decided to crash the party late.
We're doing Takia's bottle right now, so I'm gonna go to James first. Since it's James, your Takia's or ugliest bottle.
360 red.
Oh,
Hating on that Perry Ellis.
Yeah. It makes me lose self-respect every time I look at it.
Every time you grab a 360 red bottle to spray, I'm like, man, I want to do this.
Fragrance is pretty nice though.
It is.
It is. Very good value.
Yeah. All right, Manny, what's your tackiest bottle, dude, that you own? The ugliest bottle in your collection?
Some people may or may not disagree with this because they consider it iconic, but any Le Mans or if its flankers.
Yes.
So the little palette,
bulge.
little pooch, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't about that kind of bust. You know what I'm saying? Like, the male anatomy. If you're into that, that's all right. It's just like, I don't know. I don't like spraying that onto me. I don't like having to reach for it, So, see, here, let me show you guys something.
But the glutes are hashtag goals, man.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag goals. But real talk, I kind of just want to take this and decant it into X amount of bottles because I don't want to grip this and just spray it. Yeah, yeah, I'm all right.
Oh.
I'm cool.
It should make super ultra mall, and it should have an enlarged package.
Oh man,
extra parfum concentration.
Ultramel Magnum or some shit.
Ultimate Magnum. Oh god.
my gosh.
It could be like eau de parfum intense. Have just a huge package.
If
Maybe
you feel like
enlarged.
you're in a locker room,
Terrible. What does his live stream come through?
Yeah.
All right, Steven, what's your tackiest bottle?
All right, so I actually have a couple of these in my collection, and I definitely agree with Le Mans, but I would also have to say probably Fresh Couture by Moschino, which looks like a Windex bottle.
Windex.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though it won an award at the Fragrance Foundation Awards, if not that, I would probably have to go with Good Girl by Carolina Herrera.
The heel.
The high heels, yeah.
Yeah, so
Steve, you
they're both
own
pretty
that?
tacky. There you go. I do.
Is that Tiff's choice? Oh,
Hey,
Of course.
It was one of my choices.
yeah.
Oh God, yeah. But yep, that's it.
All right, Tiff, do you have other choices?
That one, and I didn't feel like getting the bottle. It's all the way across the room. Moschino Cheap and Chic.
Mm.
Are you guys familiar with that one?
yes.
Yeah,
It just looks cheap and a little chic,
Lots of Moschino.
All right, my pick was actually 360 red as well. That was my pick for and the Le Mans line too.
That or Rojas, man.
Yeah, the Rojas, man.
Yeah.
Well, we touched on that, and we touched on another one too, Manny. It's called the Sorrow Duo that looks like a dildos.
A vibrator.
Oh. Well, I'm sure
We
Brad
had this
is
conversation at the end of one of those streams a while ago. I feel like.
Yeah,
It's like
Bradley,
flashbacks or something.
we always end up on like a weird topic at the end of the stream. I don't know why.
I think you were hosting it again too. Are you steering us in this direction or something?
No, I don't know,
I think
dude.
so.
No, I think maybe I don't know. We never know.
Never know.
Subconscious.
Say hi to Jean.
Jean.
John.
Oh, hey, John. Carlos's cat. Oh. John and Claude.
Jean and Claude.
Oh, hey. All right, let's see. Let's do one more question, and that'll be the 2-hour mark. So last question. Let's see if we can find a really good last question. A lot of Hey Johns in the comment.
Superstar.
Superstar.
Oh, John. I was like, John.
John?
Like, who's John? I don't see a John here.
Who is this, John?
Okay, this is a tough question. I feel like, it will take some thinking, which is great. Okay. What's your favorite freshie that don't have citruses in it? So, yeah.
Everybody's like, give me some time.
Yeah, definitely. Freshie without citrus? What kind of question
Is there such a thing?
Is there such a thing? Oh, okay. Who has an answer? They can go first because I think this takes time to think about.
I do. Mine would be, I don't know if we could consider it a freshie, but I would say Molecule 1.
Oh,
that comes across very fresh, and there's no citrus in it, so that was easy.
Oh
Done.
man,
Knocked it out of the park.
got it out of the way. Yeah.
ISO super. There you go.
That's so true too.
Yeah, one too.
All right, Manny.
Platinum Egoist by Chanel.
Ooh, Platinum.
Yeah. I mean, I would consider it fresh. As far as how Metallica comes across, and to my nose, maybe citrus florals, but not actually citruses. Not actual citrus.
Yeah,
fruits.
let's go not citrus heavy about that. Like no, I feel like every fragrance has a little bit of citrus.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go like a
unless
fresh
you pick
fragrance
something with
that's
like
not.
neroli.
Yeah. Oh
I mean,
well.
I just did.
I can think of
yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's what you do. You go with the white flowers, and then you go like, I got you.
Gotcha.
All right. Who else? Let's go. I think James said he had it next to Manny. So James.
My old friend, Cool Water.
I was gonna say green hour sweet. That's the same thing.
Aquatic, nice, fresh, without citrus, really.
Clones always got brought up here.
Yeah. You missed a lot of clone conversations.
Yeah, no, I was hearing it because like I was literally packing because I have to go away again. That's why I couldn't join. But yeah, I heard the PDM conversation, so I'm proud of y'all for that. Holding it down.
You guys don't know, Manny always like every time like Parfum de Mali comes up, he would like Clone House.
Clone House.
Every time.
Facts.
It's all right. Carlos, you said you had an answer too, right?
It's at Libre d'Orange. You were some of my
Oh
favorites.
my God.
Just very minty fresh.
This took Bradley.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Nice.
There is bergamot in the note breakdown, but
Yeah.
that fragrance is minty.
Yeah, true.
Definitely. Who else hasn't gone yet? I know there's Steven. Steven, you haven't gone yet.
Yeah, I didn't go. I was actually thinking of potentially some fragrances that are rich in white florals. And for me, one white floral that I love to wear that I would equate to the smell of freshness is iris. So the fragrance that I would choose is probably like my holy grail iris. And it is Latessa by Mask Milano. It's like really good stuff. So if you haven't tried it, Mask Milano. It's called Latessa.
They have beautiful bottles
it's
too.
awesome.
Yeah, definitely on the expensive side, unfortunately. And you're getting a very tiny amount, but like the smell is to die for. It's amazing.
All right. Yeah, definitely see that. I have to try that. Although I don't really like iris all too much, I'll still give it a try.
What?
Yeah, I don't like iris. My least favorite note. I actually don't own any Dior Homme at all, which is weird.
Wow.
For a reviewer to not own any Dior Homme fragrances. Yeah. But Bradley, what's your fresh fragrance that doesn't have any citrus? I know like every single fragrance you have citrus.
Pretty much. Would you consider Reflection Man maybe being fresh? I don't know.
I'd say it's fresh to a certain extent.
Go Reflection Man, or you could stick with Attack Libre d'Orange. You could go Remarkable People too. Champagne.
Yeah, Remarkable People. Yeah.
And, it has grapefruit, technically citrus, right? But it just has other fresh stuff in here, which I like.
It's not grapefruit heavy. I don't get that. Yeah. So definitely nice.
So good.
Yeah. For me, my answer would be Popeye or Superman. I get a lot of mint and cream. I don't get a lot of citrus. Yeah, I get a lot of mint, cream, vanilla creaminess. So still very fresh, of course, summer fragrance. So that will be my answer. And with that, guys, that's the 2-hour mark. That's the show for today. Thank you, all of you, for joining me. And you guys can stay in for another 5 minutes after I stop the stream. But before we go, thank you to all the viewers today. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the commenters. You guys talked quite a lot today, which is awesome.
yeah.
I love that. I love seeing that in the comments. People are having fun, enjoying the stream, and enjoying each other. It's company. So, I said company. All right. So, guys, thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys next week on another Team Top 5 live stream. Who knows who's our special special guest is going to be. So,
It could be anybody.
bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Later.